I don't understand. Because Trump said he helping the cattle ranchers. He said he was helping the cattle ranchers. So I'm not understanding this. In Lexington, Nebraska, the Tyson beef plant is closing down. 3,200 jobs lost. And then down in Amarillo, Texas, another 1,700 jobs will be eliminated also. This is all Tyson beef. And Trump said he helping out the cattle ranchers. That the beef is going to be cheap, that they're going to be able to make a whole lot of money, and he helping them out and everything like that. So I'm not understanding. All the, he said that you guys are going to be all right. But Tyson, why is the plant closing? Because Trump said he's helping you guys out. He's helping the cattle ranchers. He's helping you guys out. In every way possible, he said that things are going to be better. It's going to get better. You just got to take it on the chin for just a little while and everything's going to be better. So what's going on?
Have you heard about Lexington, Nebraska? Yeah, it's been popping up in the news recently because they're closing a Tyson beef plant. It employs 3,200 workers in a town of no more than about 12,000. So this plant closing is basically going to wipe out the entire town. And one point that's very interesting is if you look at the election results of Dawson County, where Lexington, Nebraska is, they voted 75% for Donald Trump. And wasn't this the man that claimed America first, that when he put tariffs on other countries, Americans would gladly and proudly pay the higher prices and industries would come back and we would have everything here we needed. We wouldn't need another country. Well, that didn't happen. He took off the tariffs again and now prices are going down in other countries. We gave $40 billion to Argentina so that they could sell their beef and their soy and run our cattle ranchers out of the market. So now, on top of, yes, cattle herds dwindling, someone in the comments will come and say that, but this beef factory that voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump is now falling victim to his policies, to his failed tariffs, to his failed American first policies. This is going to be a sad story, but it's an FAFO because these people voted overwhelmingly to shut down this beef factory by voting 75% in this county for Donald Trump. Nebraska is going bankrupt as a state, and this county is going under as the beef factory is set to close and wipe out an entire town.
Because they were heartbroken. They don't want to go anywhere. This is their home.
The Tyson plant gave us notice of a layoff procedure, warn notice, over a week ago. They'll be closing their facility as of January 20th, impacting 3,200 individuals for the community of Lexington. The general mood of the individuals coming in for our services, of course, is anxiety. What do I do next? Will I have a job? Where do I go? And what do I do from here? Tyson workers make up about 3,200 of the population of 11,000 of Lexington. And so they have a great impact upon the culture, schools, and everything that a community is comprised of.
We just hardworking people. What we do is go to work, come to church. That's all we do here.
These plants have been underutilized, and we have a shortage of cattle out there in the U.S., and because of that, very vulnerable that somebody might shut down. We have a very strong community in Lexington that really is close-knit and very accepting of the packing industry as well as all in.
The closure of Tyson Foods' Nebraska beef processing plant is highlighting the economic toll of current policies, with 3,200 employees losing their jobs. In a shocking move, Tyson Foods, the largest meat producer in the U.S., has announced the closure of its Nebraska plant, a decision attributed to rising cattle costs caused by tariffs under the Trump administration. These tariffs have pushed costs to nearly $1 billion, resulting in a $425 million loss for Tyson Foods in 2025 alone. The closure closure will leave 3,200 employees in a small town of just 11,000 people without work, many of whom are believed to have supported the current administration. The impact doesn't end there. Tyson's Texas facility will also see major cuts, with their 3-shift operation reduced to just 1, meaning further layoffs are expected. As large industries like Tyson are affected, the ripple effect is felt by local businesses too. Suppliers, vendors, and contractors who relied on Tyson's contracts are now facing losses and potential bankruptcies. Experts warn that this is just the beginning, as the administration's ongoing economic policies continue to create instability for workers, businesses, and communities nationwide.
So, I had to make a little message here today. You know, common sense with Van Silk. I try not to be mean. I try to be diplomatic. But you know what? The last election, it was more based on racism. We didn't want this woman in office. Oh, she's this and she's that. But just sat here and took the convicted felon, put him back in office. This man is a criminal. But you put him back in office. But you know what? Guess what happened? It's this whole thing called FAFO. Find around and fuck out. Find around and find out. Fuck around and find out. That's what it is. Not find around. Fuck around and find out. You fucked around and you find out. Okay, to all you people in Nebraska, Tyson Chicken is closing. Now, 3,200 people is going to be laid off work. 3,200 in the town of 11,000. 73% of y'all in Lexington, Nebraska voted for Trump. You know what? I feel sorry for the 27% of the Nebraskan people that lives there in Lexington, because you probably didn't vote for this criminal. But you know what? It's too late now. Y'all gonna have to find some way to relocate. But you know what? He's a criminal. He's doing criminal shit. Still doing criminal shit. But y'all just don't get it. You racist motherfuckers just don't get it. I'm happy that this shit is happening. I don't like to be like this, but I'm happy that this shit is happening. So I'll check out what the people in Nebraska and other people around the world got to say about this shit. This is Van Silk. Common Sense with Van Silk 2026.
Have you heard about Lexington, Nebraska? Yeah, it's been popping up in the news recently because they're closing a Tyson beef plant. It employs 3,200 workers in a town of no more than about 12,000. So this plant closing is basically going to wipe out the entire town. And one point that's very interesting is if you look at the election results of Dawson County, where Lexington, Nebraska is, they voted 75% for Donald Trump. And wasn't this the man that claimed America first, that when he put tariffs on other countries, Americans would gladly and proudly pay the higher prices and industries would come back and we would have everything here we needed. We wouldn't need another country. Well, that didn't happen. He took off the tariffs again and now prices are going down in other countries. We gave $40 billion to Argentina so that they could sell their beef and their soy and run our cattle ranchers out of the market. So now, on top of, yes, cattle herds dwindling, someone in the comments will come and say that, but this beef factory that voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump is now falling victim to his policies, to his failed tariffs, to his failed American first policies. This is going to be a sad story, but it's an FAFO because these people voted overwhelmingly to shut down this beef factory by voting 75% in this county for Donald Trump. Nebraska is going bankrupt as a state, and this county is going under as the beef factory is set to close and wipe out an entire town.
Your position will be eliminated as part of a mass layoff resulting from this decision.
This is a letter Tyson Foods sent workers ahead of closing a giant meat processing plant in Lexington, Nebraska, with over 3,000 employees.
Workers found out by a piece of paper they were handed at the end of their shift.
They don't care about us. They only care about how much they can line their pockets with. You're seeing panic already from families of, I don't know what I'm going to be doing if I don't have a job. How am I going to pay my house? How am I going to feed my children?
Tyson Foods is valued at $20 billion. When they shut this plant down, 3,200 people in this town of 11,000 will lose their jobs.
I have friends whose parents worked there for over 30 years. Their employees deserve a lot more than what they're getting right now.
So right now we're at a job fair that's just down the street from the Tyson plant. This woman and her little girl have been talking to different employers about what opportunities there might be for her after Tyson closes its doors.
Yo tengo casa aquí, yo la compré y pues no sé qué hacer qué voy a hacer con los pagos, con la aseguranza, con los taxes, con los carros. Con todos los biles que tengo que hacer.
I'm 61 years old. How many companies do you think are going to want me to work? This guy ain't going to last very long.
And it's not just the Tyson workers themselves being impacted. I met Alejandro, who just opened a bar and restaurant this year.
Over half of my customer base either works there or knows somebody that depends on Tyson. You know, if you have a plumbing business, if you have any construction, remodeling business, those are going to go away. The real estate market's probably going to crash locally.
I would hope that somebody would do something, somebody that has the power or the ability to do something.
Ana Rosa Gonzalez Vargas recently opened her small business too.
It was devastating when I found out about the news. My parents work there, my husband works there. Now I'm kind of worried about what the community is going to look like.
Tyson says they're closing the plant on January 20th, but some aren't giving up just yet.
Have you looked for another job yet?
I'm just waiting until the end, man. I got hope that maybe something will change. One could only hope.
Community members and some lawmakers are urging Tyson to keep the property available for a new company to employ these workers. But they worry that Tyson won't want to do that to stifle any potential future competition in the meat processing industry. Only time will tell if the corporation will do right by their employees, who have given so much to the company for decades, or if they'll choose to maximize profits at their expense. We'll have much more on this story with our investigation coming out soon on our channel. And if you want to help Tyson workers and their families in need right now, click on the donation link in the comments below.
Boy, I haven't brought y'all a fuck around and find out story in so long in months. But I got a good one for y'all today, y'all. So, Tyson Foods, you know the maker of meat and beef, has decided to close down their factory in Lexington, Nebraska because of Donald Trump tariffs on beef. And y'all know who voted for Donald Trump in Lexington? 75% of their residents voted for Donald Trump in 2024. Now, Tyson Foods is about to lay off 3,000 employees at their plant, which the whole area is only 11,000. So that's 1 out of 3, basically, folks about to lose their job in Lexington, Nebraska. Now, that's a fuck around and find out story for you. They wanted everything to happen to us. They wanted everything to happen to them. But now they are losing their jobs because they chose to vote for racism. Now, 3,000 of them don't know what they're going to do because this was the biggest plant in Lexington, Nebraska. Now they don't have nowhere to go. They don't know what they going to do. Now they complaining and saying this ain't right. Now they saying this ain't this. This is what you get when you vote for racism. See, Kamala Harris wasn't going to treat y'all like that. Even though y'all would have hated Kamala Harris with a passion, she still wouldn't have treated y'all like dog crap. Donald Trump is spitting right in y'all face, and y'all still going to vote Republican in 2026. So we don't care. We not sad y'all losing y'all jobs. But this is a moment in history that should be studied. How a group of people thought that Donald Trump was going to smash the black people, smash the Latinos, smash them. but they the ones are getting smashed. So we don't want to see the tears. We don't want to see all the pain y'all go through because y'all voted for this. 75% of y'all voted for racism, and now y'all finna be broke and don't have nothing. And that's a fuck around and find out story I enjoy. I'm not sad for y'all. Y'all chose this. Y'all wanted this. Y'all believed in this. And now y'all got this. 3,000 of y'all. How y'all gonna pay y'all bills? What's next? And now y'all gonna need some government assistance. And now y'all gonna need some food stamps. And now y'all gonna need some help from the government. But y'all don't want us to get help from the government. So strap them up by the bootlace. Buckle up your pants, put your shirt in, and find a way. Because this is a fuck around and find out story for y'all.
Who really owns your food? Tyson Foods, the meat monopoly. You never see. Stop scrolling, because the meat on your plate might be coming from one company you've never questioned. Tyson Foods. Tyson is the largest meat producer in the U.S. Chicken, beef, pork, you name it. But what they don't want you to know is how much power they really hold. Tyson controls every step of the supply chain, from the farmers to the slaughterhouses to the grocery shelves. They lock farmers into brutal contracts, keeping them in debt while Tyson takes the profit. And for us, they've been linked to salmonella outbreaks, worker exploitation, and even price fixing, artificially inflating the cost of meat while people struggle to put food on the table. And here's the kicker. The conditions inside many Tyson factories are so horrific that investigative reporters have called it one of the dirtiest secrets in America's food system. Yet this is the meat served in school lunches, fast food chains, and your local supermarket. It's not just dinner, it's a monopoly. And when one company controls that much of what we eat, who's really in charge of our food supply? Comment, what? If this shocked you, tag someone who eats chicken nuggets on the regular and follow for episode 9, where I break down how Monsanto and Bayer control the seeds that grow our food.